What's up guys, today I want to delve deeper into the lore of Dragon Age and see where the future may lead. In this video, I want to talk about one of the most interesting and deadly characters we know of so far, and how their involvement will shape the future of Thedas. Today, it's all about the Dreadwolf Fen'Harel. Spoilers, obviously, for anyone who hasn't finished Inquisition going forward. I'll give you a second to leave, just in case. Still here? Alright, let's begin. Fen'Harel is the elvish god of rebellion, a maliciously devious god that caused an event often referred to as the Great Betrayal. Fen'Harel sealed the gods of creation, Mythal and Elgar'nan, and sealing away the Forgotten Ones. I'll get to the Forgotten Ones and Mythal and all that in future videos. In terms of Dragon Age's future, Fen'Harel is revealed to be none other than Solas, our trusty, shiny, bald-headed elven rift mage. And that the entirety of Inquisition's story, Solas has been plotting behind the scenes to eventually steal and harness the power of the ancient elven artifact that the main villain Corypheus was using in order for Solas, or Fen'Harel, to usher in a new age of devastation and rebirth. Now, in terms of exactly what Fen'Harel wants to do, it's not 100% crystal clear, as obviously the sequel to Inquisition is not out as of yet. However, there is plenty to theorize on and pick apart as to what Solas wants to accomplish in the future. For starters, we know the primary location of the sequel will be the Tevinter Imperium. I did a whole video on Tevinter already, it's on the channel, so if you want to brush up on lore and stuff, just go watch it if you want. But in terms of Solas and his plans, Tevinter is the ultimate sore spot for all things elven in the land of Thedas, and the surrounding lore about Tevinter does not paint a very happy image for the future of not only the Imperium, but the entirety of Thedas as well. See, we know that Fen'Harel, or Solas, is a master of communing and interacting with the spirits and demons that live within the Fade. For those rusty on their lore, the Fade is the realm of dreams, a supernatural place where mages in Thedas are connected to, and through these connections to the dreams within the Fade, mages are able to cast the very magic they wield in the physical realm. Solas, like I said, is a master of the Fade and understands it better than anyone, as he should since he is Fen'Harel. It's said in lore that the Dreadwolf would stalk the Fade and hunt down and feast on the souls of beings that Fen'Harel wished to devour. Imagine having your literal soul eaten by a gigantic god wolf with multiple eyes. Yikes. Anyways, Solas' plan, as far as we know so far, is to bring about the end of humanity in Thedas, but I think it goes further than that. And I want to explore a very obvious and literal connection to all of this in Solas. That connection would be Norse mythology. Fen'Harel obviously is inspired by the monster wolf of Norse mythology, Fenrir. In Norse, Fenrir is the son of the trickster god Loki and is feared by the other gods for the terrible power and might that Fenrir holds. This fear is so great that Odin, the Allfather of Asgard, orders that Fenrir be locked away and chained, as Odin fears the prophecy that during Ragnarok, which literally means in Old Norse, the twilight of the gods, that during this event, Odin will be devoured by the mighty Fenrir in the chaos and ultimately die, and be pooped out. Nice. Which is, spoiler alert, exactly what happens, until Fenrir is eventually killed by Odin's son, the god of vengeance, Vidar. And once Ragnarok concludes, all of creation is reborn and the cycle begins again. So with this lore in mind, we can look at how BioWare might take the direct inspiration of Fenrir, Ragnarok, and Vidar and translate it to how Solas and the land of Thedas might end up as in the future. If Solas is Fen'Harel or Fenrir, then we might assume what Solas wants to bring upon Thedas as the Dragon Age version of Ragnarok in a sense. Because if we look back at the history of Thedas and its people, way back in the early days of everything, the Elvish people were a proud and prosperous race that was protected and influenced by the Elvish gods. The two primary apex gods of Elven religion are Elgar'nan and Mythal. Elgar'nan is the Allfather, like Odin basically in Norse mythology, and wields fire instead of lightning like Odin. However, in Norse mythology, it's Vidar, Odin's son, who ends up killing Fenrir, since Vidar is the god of vengeance. But in Dragon Age lore, Elgar'nan is not only the Allfather and god of the sun, but also the god of vengeance. It should also be noted that it's Fen'Harel or Solas that sealed Elgar'nan and Mythal away in their own godly realm, which in turn meant that the elvish people of Arlathan couldn't communicate with the gods anymore. And during this time, the old gods led by Dumat communed and gave the ability of magic to the human tribes of Tevinter and beyond, which led to an ancient holy war that ultimately ended with the four human tribes defeating and destroying the elvish kingdom of Elvenhan and its capital city of Arlathan, all because the elves themselves had seemingly lost the protection and power of their gods because a certain Dreadwolf had cut them off completely. Fast forward to present day Thetis, and the Elvish people are honestly a shadow of their former selves. They don't have the prestige, power, or authority that they used to, thanks to the Tevinter Imperium destroying and enslaving the Elvish race, but it's led to a mostly humanity-driven world, dominating the world of Thetis as a result. So with Solas going to Tevinter in the next game, it becomes clearer that he wants to essentially destroy the human race in a Ragnarok-like event that will reset the playing field. But it was Solas ultimately that doomed the Elvish people in the first place. So what's his end goal here? I think since Fen'Harel is the Dragon Age version of Fenrir, we can also look deeper into the lore of Fen and see that he's also a combination of Fenrir and Fenrir's father Loki. And Loki, being Loki, is mischievous and only wants to bring chaos to the world and doom everything because, well, it's his nature. It's said in lore that Fen'Harel never liked the Elvish people anyway and spent centuries after the fall of Arlathan in a far unknown corner of Thetis just hugging himself and giggling madly in glee. So Fen'Harel is the Joker basically. Great, because that's all we need. But knowing that Fen'Harel has mastery over the power of the Fade is troubling. Why? Well, Tevinter is sitting on a literal treasure trove of red lyrium. And red lyrium is a corrupted form of lyrium that is capable of breaking the thin barrier between the land of Thetis and the Fade, the land of spirits. Now, if a certain Dreadwolf decided to utilize all that red lyrium, this certain Dreadwolf could make the hole in the sky in Inquisition look cute compared to the rift that would emerge if all the red lyrium in Tevinter were to be used to open a hole to the Fade. And then what? Well, chaos and lots of death. We saw what happened when a big tear in the sky in Inquisition led to. The world almost ended, and that was just a tear. The magnitude and length of exposure that Fen'Harel could usher in would be cataclysmic to the land of Thetis, a literal Ragnarok for all of Thetis and its people. Maybe Fen'Harel wants to return the world to the elves, or maybe he just wants to, like the Joker, watch everything burn and laugh in the aftermath as all of creation is doomed to extinction. Or Fen'Harel wants to usher in a new world where Anthem was a good game. Just kidding, that'll never happen. But it seems like whatever Solas is up to in this sequel, none of it is good. I never trusted Bruce Willis with elvish ears to begin with. Something always seemed off about him. And when he duped my Inquisitor and friends, I legitimately was a sad young lad. Cause Solas is dope, dude. And I'll be like that Wesley Snipes meme where he's crying when it comes to finishing off Solas once and for all. If we even do that. But anyways, that's the video on the Dreadwolf himself, Solas. All I can say for certain is that my anticipation for Dragon Age 4 is insane. It's like up there with the new Mass Effect and Final Fantasy 16. I want it so badly. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen and you want to see more, I got tons of content on the channel. It's mostly Mass Effect for now, but I will be expanding, obviously, further into Dragon Age as well. I also have a Twitch channel. The link is in the description. And please like and subscribe to help a new YouTuber out. I'm ENDYMION, and I really want to rub aloe vera on Solas's bald, shiny head. I'll see you in the next one.